Hi everyone, back at the allotment again. Another really warm day. I mean, I seem to say that every time, but I've spent the whole time just watering, weeding and so on. So yeah, quite unglamorous work, but really needs it. So I've found a nice bit of shade. There's not much shade this time of the day up here, but found a bit of shade sort of under, got a big sort of elder tree here, which is full of flower, and just got our sort of fledgling fig tree, which you can see got a few figs on it, sort of just over my shoulder there. With the sort of blackcurrant bushes behind me, which I just netted up the other day. But of course I'm here for the Allotment Dram, and today I've picked this one. It's quite a new one for us actually, Tomintoul Seiridh, and we've not really sort of had much to do with Tomintoul in the past. Not really tried many of their whiskies. It's a distillery that's owned by Angus Dundee Distillers, and it's quite a modern distillery actually. It's you know, in whiskey terms, 1965 it was built, and really in the last 10 years Angus Dundee have really sort of built it up into, you know, really credible single malt brands that you find in the specialist retailers. You know, it's really not available anywhere else. And I think back even sort of 10 or 12 years ago when I started in whiskey retail, and it wasn't even really available then. So you know, the last few years they've done a real sort of good job. So this one's called Seiridh, which you can see has the Gaelic version of that, S and an E together. If you don't know Gaelic, as most people don't, S and E together is a sh sound, and then the IDH is a re sound. So that's the Gaelic word for sherry. And as you can see from the label there, 6,000 bottles, it's limited edition. So it started in the old bourbon casks, and then been put for a finishing period into Oloroso sherry casks. So really looking forward to. We just got this bottle very recently. You can see we've hardly put a dent in it yet, but we were very impressed when we opened it. So I thought it'd be good for an allotment dram today. So let's have a look. Really nice, sort of golden, on the darker side of golden actually, and yeah, lovely, vibrant, quite fresh. Normally when you associate sherry casks, it's normally quite rich, a little bit heavier side of things, but this has a freshness to it, a sort of, yeah, like a green apple, or a sort of stewed, sort of, no, not stewed, it's like a crunchy, one of those really crunchy pears, maybe slightly underripe actually, but let's have a taste. Yeah, again, it's got this lovely sort of vibrancy on the palate immediately, and then these richer notes that you tend to associate with sherry cask whiskies come through. There's loads of sort of toffee, caramel, loads of dried fruits, particularly like raisin, and very much sultana as well. Loads of sultana in there, and a bit of like candied orange peel or something like that. And yeah, then you've got, there's another layer underneath of sort of maltiness, but there's also some of these baking spices like allspice, cinnamon, maybe a pinch of like sort of, what do we got, sort of white pepper or clove, something like that. And then there's a final thing of sort of nuttiness that comes through. So yeah, absolutely lovely. I mean, it's 40%, so real cracking sort of entry level. You know, if you wanted to introduce somebody, you know, to the sherry cask genre, and you know, rather than giving them one of the big sort of sherry monsters or sherry bombs, then certainly get them this. I mean, it's what, 35 pounds most places, so you know, really good bargain. So that's pretty much it from today. So thanks again, and keep safe, and until next time, cheers.